I knew there was something I forgot to do. I forgot to change yesterday's stream title. Give me a minute. Hello, hello, hello! Jolteon and hello everyone else. I hope you're all having wait. Why can I hear myself? Testing 1, 2, 3. What is recording? I am so confused right now. Why can I hear myself? Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Or am I muted? I can hear you? Okay, fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. I don't know what I clicked, but apparently if I click this little button, it makes me hear myself. Okay, well that was not the smooth entryway into today's stream as I was hoping for, but, you know, that's just how it goes with me, quite frankly. Let me just get myself back into the mindset, the correct mindset. Let's go. Hello and welcome. I hope everyone is having a terrific Tanuki Thursday, or if in a time zone behind me, a wonderful Weasel Wednesday. I do have a tiny little bit of cottage keeping before we begin and get into the tour. First things first, thank you Rifara1 for the follow. I really appreciate it. Very sweet of you. That seems to be from yesterday, so yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. The next bit of cottage keeping is I am reselling my special week cosplay. If you are a size M, and so that is if you are like in Australian sizes, that apparently I've been told that is like a size 8, 10, maybe a 12. So if that is your size and you're a lady and you are in the market for a special week cosplay sold quite cheaply, yeah, check out my pinned, so there's that. I'm selling it for $150 Australian. I think that's like 100 US dollars. So that's quite cheap compared to how much I paid for it, but I really don't mind. I damaged it a little bit. Only the blouse. Otherwise it's in near mint condition. It's pretty cute. When I took it to the seamstress, she really liked it. She thought it was quite cute. And yeah, I think I can probably find a good home for it. If that is you, feel free to DM, comment on my Tumblr, on my Twitter. I wanted to post it to Reddit, but I couldn't find a subreddit which allowed like self-advertising, which was a bit sad. And I think that's like the only like money-related things I want to talk about. Kind of. I just remembered. Because I had to go into the city again today, I thought I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find the correct USB cord thing that will make it so that I can play Tomodachi Life on stream, so you guys can meet all my precious little freaks. Although it's been like over 2 weeks now since I last played Tomodachi Life, but I do miss it. Why am I yawning? Minty, that's naughty. But yes. So I went to JB Hi-Fi and I looked through all their cords, but I swear to God, I could not find the correct USB to HDMI. It's all USB-C, but USB-C is incorrect. I just need a regular USB cord, but they didn't have one. So I'm thinking if I want it, I need to buy it online, is what I'm thinking. Let's see. Is there anything else that I kind of just want to, yeah, maybe we can just have a quick chat about my day. Because I always say, like, don't get into, like, the meat and potatoes of your stream until, like, 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in to make sure, all your regulars are kind of checked in. So let's just have a quick yap. I've had a good day today. I kind of slept in. Whenever I stream late, I go to bed late, and it's just, I swear to God, I went to bed at, like, 11:30, 12. I don't mean to do that, but it's like, oh, I have to do all this post-stream stuff, like the archiving and this and that, and then Minty was like, Minty's just been really, really hungry lately. Like, I just seem like I cannot feed her enough for her to be happy, which is very unusual. I've never really considered her to be a gluttonous cat, but she was like breaking into her food jar last night because I keep all her like biscuits and treats in like this little tin present that my mum got me for my birthday earlier this year. So I've got this cute little cat treat tin, and Minty just keeps knocking it over, trying to get into her like treats, and I'm like, what is your problem? Right now she has her head in a pot plant, which she probably shouldn't. And yes, so she was very mean to me. She didn't sleep on my bed last night, and I was very sad about that. I do remember having dreams last night, but I don't really have like any context for them. Like I think genuinely I might have been dreaming about Tomodachi Life, and like I remember dressing up like a me, and I just kept putting like all these like face coverings on them. I don't really understand what I was doing in that dream. But yeah, I had a shower just to like freshen up because I was like, I didn't want to go to the seamstress and be like stinky, you know, that'd be very embarrassing. So I had a shower this morning. And you know, so I would like smell pleasant when she like took my measurements and stuff. I went to Kmart as well this morning. I will let you guys know I shop at Kmart. I bought a new blouse for my special week cosplay because I was like, oh, if on the off chance that she can like disassemble the cosplay, reassemble it so there's like more room, I was like, where was I going with this? I shouldn't have pinned something, but there's just not enough room for me to see chat. Also, thanks for streaming. The stream saved my streak. I'm glad. I'm really happy for you. I was worried about your stream streak as well last night because I was like, oh, Jolteon didn't stop by and say hello. But like I said, I don't want to force you guys to be here. And I do think the stream streak thing, similar to Duolingo, it's a little predatory. It's just a teeny bit predatory. But yeah, but I went to Kmart. Oh, fuck me. That's why I forgot to buy at Kmart. I was gonna buy some new stockings. Yes, my cosplay, but also just so I can wear them to work. Yeah, I bought a white blouse because I wasn't super impressed with the quality of the white blouse that I received in the cosplay anyways. I mentioned that in my post that I did slightly damage the second buttonhole. There's a bit of a, like a bit of loose thread that I pulled on that I shouldn't have pulled on. So it's my bad. I damaged it more or less on purpose, but whatever. I think it looks mendable to me, but I could be wrong. I'm not really a sewer type person. I forgot to set an alarm for last stream. The fact that you set alarms for my stream stresses me out, but it's at the same time I'm like, I feel like I've made it. So I was gonna buy some nude colored stockings because I'm worried that I can't literally I've already bought the second cosplay. I'm like, oh, that's so much money. But I think it'll be worth it. I'll look super cute at Smash. It'll be great. I even bought makeup today, like because the last time I bought makeup was in like 2018. That is the last time I wore makeup. And part of me was like, I could just wear the makeup I bought them, but I think I tossed it out. I'm not sure because it's been so long, and they say it's not hygienic to wear makeup past its expiry date, and I would have to imagine that almost 10 years later it would be past the expiry date. So there's that. Also, cat looks weirdly off center. Let me just fix that. Yeah. Can I make it slightly bigger? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. It was like I'm trying to yap. So what else did I do today? So I went to the seamstress. She agreed. She was like, "Yeah, you're kind of asking the impossible. It's a lot easier to make something smaller, than it is to make something bigger." And I'm like, "Okay, got it." But she seems confident that I can resell it, so my fingers are crossed. Even if it takes a while, it doesn't need to sell tomorrow. Like if it takes a while. Your stream is a highlight of the day for me. No, stop. That's so sweet. I'm gonna get cavities. And a big head. You don't want to see what I'm like when I have a big head because I am such a fig jam. I am such a fig jam. Um, and so I saw the seamstress. She took my measurements. Maybe if you guys are lucky, I will post my measurements. I'll give you guys my bust, width, hips, and waist. I'll give you guys the BHW, the big three. And she gave me some advice on how to better buy clothing for my body type, which I appreciated. That was really kind of her. You deserve a big head. You're amazing. Incorrect buzzer noise. But yeah, so I've bought an XL, which and that makes me feel like such a fat ass though, because I've gone through my entire life thinking, oh yeah, I'm just a medium, I'm just a medium, and then she was like, no, no, sweetheart, you are you are a large, if not an extra large. And she said, but that's a common mistake. A lot of people kind of, when they imagine like an extra large or an extra extra large, they usually think really big bodies, but no, it's just because a medium is like so much smaller. Like I would think in my mind, like an 8 and a 12, that's like a extra small and a small. But no, that is not the case. And that is consistent. It's not even just Asia being teeny tiny. Because last night I was like in bed and I was like, I even visited a Lolita shop in China last year. And I remember looking at all of the teeny tiny clothes and being like, I'm not going to fit in any of these. I'm not even going to try. I don't think there's going to be anything my size. So I should have like kept that in mind when I bought it, but hopefully second time's a charm. I don't mind spending extra money because it's like I don't have like any long-term saving goals right now, so it's like, if I spend money on cosplay, I spend money on cosplay. So that's fine. I'm fine with that because it's not like I'm trying to buy a house or a car or anything. I did that last year. Well, buy a car anyway. I don't think I'm in the market for a house. At the rate I'm going, I'm probably just going to inherit my parents' house. Like, it is a struggle to move out of this goddamn house. I want to do that so bad. I want a little apartment of my own, but it's just not happening anytime soon. I mean, who knows? I did apply to some more jobs the other day, since I was quite energized by the fact that I did technically get an interview. I did technically get an interview the other day. Unfortunately, it had to be cancelled because the employer was like, I don't think it's worth your time to relocate to Queensland. But I want to relocate to Queensland, kind of. I want Wendy's. I want American Wendy's. I specify American Wendy's because there is an Australian Wendy's as well. And they are pretty similar. Like the Australian Wendy's sells ice cream and hot dogs. American Wendy's sells both those things and burgers as well. So yeah. Oh, Pokemon music. Let's go. I put on like a winter playlist and because it's cold today. But it kind of reminds me of like when I moved in my exhibition. It was very similar weather. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. Is there anything else I did today? I saw a sheep. Now, I see a lot of sheep, but this one was unusual because it was on the side of the road. That's the most unusual thing I saw today. The second most unusual thing I saw was an abandoned suitcase on the side of the road, and I was like, there could be a corpse in that. It was only small, but I was like, it could be a child's corpse in there. But then I was like, why would you put a suitcase so close to the road? Wouldn't you want to hide it a bit better if there was like a body in it? And just as I was having this thought, I saw an abandoned red car. Like, I did not see anyone in the passenger seat. I did not see. Why is this motherfucker texting me now when I could have done this earlier? You. This car is going to be the death of me. Why couldn't you have texted me this yesterday? That would have been really, really good and helpful. That would have been so good and helpful. Oh well. Um, yes, this car is going to be the death of me. Apparently, I need to collect some paperwork regarding it. Why? Um, but yeah, I think that's everything. I think anything else I talked about. Did I talk? I can talk about. I never talked about what I ate for dinner yesterday. I made a really delicious lemon chicken with rice and like carrots, snow peas, and capsicum. It's so yummy. I'm looking forward to having my leftovers from it tonight. Unfortunately, I'm very full because I went to a burger shop today and I got a really delicious burger, but it was like too much. It was too much, but I ate it all because I was like, I spent $15 on this because apparently today's International Burger Day, so there was like a special on, so I got it for cheaper than usual, so that makes me happy. I'm eating chicken sandwiches right now. Whilst I was eating, I was thinking about chicken sandwiches versus chicken burgers because I'm fairly certain you are American. Bare minimum, I know you're not Australian. But I know Americans call what an Australian would call a chicken burger a chicken sandwich, and then what an Australian would call a chicken sandwich, I believe an American would call it a chicken salad sandwich. So I don't really know what you're eating right now, but so I understand there is a chicken involved, and that is all that matters. This chicken's yummy. I had a beef patty burger, like a nice, because I was like, I had chicken last night, and I know I'm gonna have chicken again tonight. So I was like, let's have a nice big red meat meal, and oh my god, I could go for a nap. I could go for a fat fucking nap right now. Because I am a little old lady. I'm a carnivore animal. So it's like I had a big meal and now I need to sleep it off. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this stream for like months. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We'll get into it like really, really soon, I promise. I'm eating a chicken patty and a bit of bread. Nice, nice. That sounds yummy. Um, oh my god, Moobot, you are so annoying. Hello, here's my admission ticket to the exhibition. It's not a counterfeit. I will have to examine it very closely, but for now it is completely fine and not contraband at all. So welcome in, Piston 11. I appreciate it. You're just about in time. I'm almost done like yapping and we can start. Was there something I wanted to yap about? I was talking about burgers. Oh, yeah, one last thing. I got really scared whilst driving today. I got really scared driving home because my car made a brand new noise I'd never heard it make before. And it was the empty fuel gauge noise. So I was really scared because I was like 15 minutes out of town still, and I was like, "Come on, sweetheart! Come on, sweetheart! You can get it." Well, as soon as we hit town, there's like a fuel station right there. We can get in. We can go. So I was like, very intensely driving, being like, "Please don't run out of fuel! Please don't run out of fuel!" Yes. So that scared me a little bit, but I managed to get home safely, and that is the main thing. You found it on eBay? It looked legit? Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is 110% legit. Oh, Stardew Valley music. Nice. I think we're ready. I'm ready, chat. I think I've yapped enough. We can hang out and start. Oh, okay. So we have 5 artworks on screen right now. We'll ignore this one and start with these 4. So these are some of my collage artworks. So my mum was really insistent. She was worried that I wouldn't have enough artworks to fill the art gallery. She said, Mary, you need some filler artworks. So to make some filler artworks that are like nice, cheap, easy to make without needing nearly as much time as like my bigger artworks, I decided to include some collage artworks. So we've got 4 from my DreamHack Do-Over series. So some real OGs in the chat right now might remember my collage stream where I did like collage stream, yeah. Like my very first junk journal after the DreamHack Melbourne. So V's color scheme is inspired by pages from that initial junk journal, and also specifically inspired by the Hololab ladies that I saw in concert. So we've got Pavolia Rainey, Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Basket. We've got Good Writers Know When to Kill Their Darlings, also known as Mori Calliope. Seize the Day, Marine Hosho. And Shoot Your Shot, which is the... What's her name? Tokoyami Toa. Toa, I'm so sorry, Queen, I forgot your name for a second there. So... It's a little messy, by the way, like if the hanging cords are a bit messy, you can also see whatever the hell these are, the dots from the previous exhibition. So when I filmed this, it was very last minute, like I was basically being pushed out of the art gallery. The director was like, okay, I'm ready to go home, we're done. Anything else that needs to be done, it can be done tomorrow. We'll just do these little tidy ups. So if the footage is a bit shaky when I begin, that's why. It's because I was literally being pushed out of the gallery. So yeah, I think we'll just go through. So this was the first one. Can you guys see my mouse? Yes, okay. So this was the first one in the series that I did. So it is the most rough of them. I'm not 100% proud of how it turned out, but I think it was like a good starting point. The afternoon that I made this artwork, I was like in a really, not necessarily a bad mood, but I was just disappointed. So as you guys might recall, I did apply for a university in Japan because I wanted to go study in Japan. More importantly, I just wanted to go and visit Japan again. But I did not get accepted, so I made this kind of artwork based off of it. So it's got a little bit of everything. Can I like zoom in by any chance? I cannot zoom in. That sucks balls. Maybe if I do this. Can I open this in... Okay, never mind. I can't really show it. But these birds are from postcards that I stole from the Meals on Wheels office, because I do Meals on Wheels. There's a stamp that I got from a random bit of mail. Are you sure you weren't in a bad mood for the one in the bottom right that says kill lol? We'll get to that one. Don't be worried, Pistons, because I was not in a bad mood that day. That was me being cheeky. We've also got like a cinema roll sticker. I've got another stamp, a cat sticker. There's like a Meryl and a Theone from like some junk journaling that I did like last year. I'm such a hoarder. I will hold on to everything and anything, but I promise it does get used eventually. But yeah, so that's kind of a story for this one. My mum really liked it. She thought it was cute. I thought it'd be really interesting artistically to symbolize the motif that I was going for, to make it all like slightly different colors or types of blue, so, and like the paper I use, so it's not uniform. So that's why I tried to vary the text up a little bit, but I didn't really think that looked good in the end. Like it feels good in my mind because it's like, oh yes, the medium is interwoven with the motif, but it just looks bad in my opinion. But the next one that I did was Don't Kill... Good writers know when to kill their darlings. I wanted to do something a bit naughty. I wanted to see if I could push the envelope a little bit. So I decided I would choose... I thought it was a Hemingway quote, but it's not. But there is a quote by... What's his name? Kill your darlings quote. Origin. So Arthur Quiller Couch, he wrote a book, and in his book he coined the quote, kill your darlings, which is basically a way of saying if it doesn't serve your writing, like with a story you're trying to tell, you don't need to include it. Even if you love it, even if you think it is like absolutely inspired, if it doesn't actually help you progress your point, then it is not good enough to keep. Some of you might even, since since there are probably Yu-Gi-Oh people in the stream right now, you might even recall MBT did a video once titled "Kill Your Darlings," which was inspired by that quote. And his thesis was Ash Blossom is your darling, and you need to kill it, because sometimes when we're deck building, we just kind of we don't kill our darlings enough. So it's a bit cheeky is what I was going for. I thought it would look cool if I did like an up and down pattern. So this was me finding more of my stride for how I wanted like things to look. Like, it's very similar to Seize the Day, but I didn't intend for that. What else? I regret separating. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Footy Rune and Metaron are in this spread, and I feel bad that I've separated them because I couldn't find one of them at the time. So I feel bad. So I was like, oh, I guess I just lost it, and then I like found the other one, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll include her as well. So I'm not happy with how that looks, but I think it looks really cute. It's as edgy as my art gets, basically. And even the gallery, the lady who was making the labels for me, she commented, she was like, I'm excited to see Kill Your Darling. And I'm like, it's not what you think it is. I can't remember which one I did next, because I think it was from a different, so there's more collages, but this is just the first couple. But chronologically, out of these four, I did Seize the Day next. Originally, I wanted to do like a diagonal pattern, but that sounded miserable to actually plan, so I decided we just do like the inverse of, what is that cat doing? She's insane! Minty, behave. Okay, she's got the zoomies. So Seize the Day, I had like a flyer that had sessions for adults written on it, and I thought that was very mining central core, but I'm worried it detracts from the actual text in the piece. So I wish I'd put it up further, or I put it upside down, or like maybe in the bottom, vertically. I think it looks bad here, but the piece of paper was like the perfect size for where it had ended up, so neither here nor there. I also really, really, really wanted to include a reference to Pai Pai Kamen by Marnie in this one, because I had like a mask that I'd cut out of a ticket that I got in Shanghai last year, but the color scheme just didn't work. It was a bit it wasn't quite red enough, but I did include other parts of the ticket. I bought these like music stickers specifically for these spreads as well, which you can see like the treble clef down in the bottom. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out, even if I don't love the size of the text. I probably should have made it bigger. I wish I could zoom in, but I thought it was really edgy, but I put the A in Seize the Day upside down. I thought that was cool. Finally, Shoot Your Shot was the last one I did, and I regret how I made it. I think I overcomplicated it. I think it should have just been what it was without all the stickers, but I wanted it to match because all the others had stickers, but I should have left it alone. So basically, Shoot Your Shot, the idea is that it's like one of those sniper shots, because I know Toa is really cracked at first-person shooters. Oh yeah, I tried to choose quotes that kind of like were inspired by the talents. So Rainy is a bird, so she's got eggs. Mori Calliope, Grim Reaper's a parentess, she's got kill. Seize the Day is a pun, so Seize S-E-I-Z-E and Seize C-E-A-S are both pronounced the same way. Marlene's a pirate kind of, so that's what's going on there. And then Toa got a first-person shooter reference, so Shoot Your Shot and for me personally, I was inspired by something else going on in my life. I think I made this I can't remember if I made it before or after I went to Sydney to try and enter the Sir John Silman Prize, but that was kind of what was in it, in my mind. When I was making it, I was thinking about the Sir John Silman Prize. So yeah, that's kind of a story for those ones. Up next is, oh, okay, I do zoom in. Okay. I don't know if it's great. Question: do you sign them anywhere on the back? Uh, on the back of the frame and on the back of the artwork itself is uh my real human name and my phone number. People say I should sign them, but I just don't. Is it normal to also sign and date them? Yeah, probably. I don't like signing my works because I feel like I would have to figure out how to integrate my signature into it. Also, I don't want you guys to know what my IRL signature looks like, but I also don't want IRLs to know what my online signature looks like, so I just don't sign them. But yeah, you can see Cinema Roll better, I think, maybe. Good writers know when to kill their darlings. Put her in. You guys can't see put her in. But yeah, sessions for adults, like I was saying. I really liked how the playing cards were used in this one. I also used a lot of Christmas material in Marines, just because it's red. But yeah, I used, oh, okay, we go right up close, okay. So hopefully you guys can see things a bit better, like what I was talking about with the, stamps and the Marrow, the Theon. I got this little cactus sticker. Oh, I forgot, I used a an Easter egg here. This Easter egg wrapper is from last year. Again, I'm such a hoarder. I did buy the sparkly blue specifically for this spread though, because I thought it would look cute. There's, Kill Your Darlings again, Meteron, Putty Rune. I'm sorry I separated Mera Putty. I'm sorry. That's my biggest regret with this one, because I'm sorry. I literally thought I must have lost them because they're so tiny. They're also a bit too purple for this spread, if I'm being honest, but like, whatever. I also really like the contrast of how I wrote here, like, good writers know when to kill their darlings. I think that does a really good... Oh, you can see me in the reflection, lol. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I wore my One Piece t-shirt whilst I was setting up, so if you look closely enough, you might be able to see my boobs and my head's right here. Also, a lot of my junk journaling, you can also see like a little bit of the washi tape that I used to frame this one. I just need, because the pink collage paper was actually smaller than the watercolor backing board that I was using, so I used a bit of washi tape to kind of fill it in. But I think it looks cute. Apparently I still missed like a little bit of the board here, but whatever. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw it. Okay. Do you see this person here? That is the director, by the way. I didn't really notice at the time. Also, is that my car? Surely not. I don't think this is my car. I probably shouldn't be like pointing this out, but like whatever. Santa? No. But this is the director. She's a very tall lady. Oh, I forgot to mention, the director did like 90% of the work this morning. Like she was the one who hung up all of my artworks, basically. I just sat around and did less than nothing, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, see, you can see her, these are the wires that we were using, the ones we didn't need, I guess. Uh-huh. Why was there noises? Because we were yapping whilst, this was happening, so I'm, like, confused as to why there are noises. There shouldn't be noises. Here's Marines, so sessions for adults. I made sure to only use the red ones because, obviously, Marine is I would say she's very Queen of Diamonds or Queen of Hearts coded. Also, wait. I like the crosshairs inside of the shoot your shots. I'm glad. I couldn't remember what they were called. Also, I wanted to give this like a low-key strawberry motif, so I added some black dots, but honestly, it looks bad. I should not have done that. Oh my god, this one is, there are two stories here. We'll zoom in a tiny bit. I don't know why, but for some reason, the glass had like this imprint and there is nothing I could have done it. Like I got this crack in this glass because I took it out to try and like see if I could remove this little stain, and I couldn't. So then I broke the glass in the process. But this is I think I keep calling it the claw. They could be trapped or something. Arrested Development is what I think it's called. Yeah, Arrested Development. I can just see it. It's cut off for you guys, but I can just see the title on the thing. But yeah, Arrested Development is a metaphor for my arrested development as a human being. So it's kind of got bunch of different references. So obviously, the most obvious one is Pikachu. And then there's like Zakorin, Katian, the Bay Rat, and Maria's Mighty Pets. Oh, and Ghost is in the background as well. Minty, what are you doing, sweetie? Give me a minute. Minty's being naughty. I'll be right back. Thank you for telling me I was muted. I didn't want you guys to hear me rouse on Minty, but as soon as I went to my BRB screen, she jumped down out of the cupboard, and I was like, okay, thank you for behaving. I gave her some biscuits, so hopefully that will keep her happy for a little while, but we'll find out. Okay. You remember me making this one? I'm glad. I do feel like I did post a fair few work in progress shots of this because it took like a month to create. And even then, I'm still not happy with it. Maybe I should have added some more depth and highlights to this thing, for example. I'm also not necessarily in love with the hair and the facial expression, but I was over it by that point. I still am. I gave a highlight here. I don't know why, and a highlight there, but maybe some more would have been good. I don't know. Does the machine accept pennies or only quarters? Jolteon is correct in saying it accepts Merrycoin, but the Merrycoin is a $2 Australian coin, so make of that what you will. Yeah, I do think I challenged myself with this piece. I think my little props are really cute. But Claw, again, I was by the end of the month, I was like, I need to hurry up and finish this, so I kind of stopped giving a fuck. So yeah. That cat is going to be the death of me. Why does she like playing with blinds? It is beyond me. Okay, so we'll move on to this one. Speaking of Mary Coin, now we have I almost said Roya Coin. Roa Coin. I'll be honest, I'm so used to Roa's new model that I've completely forgotten about the previous model. I'm like, who is this woman? I don't know her. So this was just like a bonus from last year that I reused. It makes me happy because I feel like I've improved how I've drawn hands. But there is also a lot that I still really like. I really like how I drew her eyes, for example, and the highlights in her hair. I think it's really cute. I don't think I need to spend too much time on this one. It's Roa. You guys have probably seen this one before. It was part of my previous exhibition, so yeah. Wrong button. was up very high though. And I didn't intend for these two to like be together. Like this was a decision that the director made with a little bit of my input. Because I was such a diva, honestly. We can get into my diva moments at the end of stream, maybe. But I was a bit of a diva. And I wanted to keep all like my VTubing stuff together, keep all my pre-kill stuff together, but the director was like, no, we're doing it my way, and I'm like, okay, we'll do it your way. But I do like having Roa and Nana together because it makes you appreciate how much better my hands have gotten. Like I'm still not really great at drawing hands. Like if you look at Nana's hand over here, it's like, what is going on? But if you look at this one, it's like, oh my god, it's gorgeous, it's perfect. Why is Minty like this? Ignore her. Okay, now we've got the next session of collages. So this was a bonus. I just wanted to make this collage because I thought it would look really cool to do like a purely black and white spread. Hands are hard. Hands are extremely hard to draw. And I even commented on this one. I'll read out the text. I hate being bored. I hate having no whimsy. I hate AI generated slop. I felt bad including this one in hindsight because of the AI fiasco. We can get back to that later, but I felt bad about that one specifically. I hate that I can't draw hands at my big age. Lol, about even. I hate the I don't get it, so it has no purpose attitude. I hate that no one likes ugly freaky things anymore. So I printed those out at work. There's a bunch more that I was intending to include, but I decided I'd just go with these ones. I think 6 was like a nice even number. Because I remember one of the others I printed off was I hate bathroom art, and that's true. Why? It wouldn't let me zoom in earlier. Why is it letting me zoom in now? Oh, I am so big mad right now. Okay. You hate these things too? Yeah, I feel like it's not very controversial. I feel like I haven't put anything too controversial in this one. I do have a story about this thing here. So one time I was at work and they made me go do the mail run, and I went to the post office and I asked if I could have their daily stamp, and the lady was like, why? And I was like, for an art project, and she was like, okay. But it was such a weird interaction that it made me feel very awkward. But that lady and my mum, fun fact, when I was born, that lady also had a daughter at the same time, more or less, like 2 days later. So for a while, my mum and this lady shared a maternity ward. So I always remember her daughter's birthday. We went to school together. She was in my class for a bit. And she's the girl who does my eyebrow waxing. So that's the circle of life, I guess. Do I have anything else interesting in this one that I want to point out? We've got envelopes, stickers, stuff that I stole from work, and QR codes. But yeah, I saw like a really cool like barcode themed, QR code themed spread on Reddit, so I wanted to try my hand at something similar. Also, I have no idea where the hell I got this puffin sticker, but I found it at the bottom of my tray of like stuff that I keep for my scrapbooking, and I was like, sure, let's add the puffin. We've got a jack of cards down here. This was like really cathartic to make. Like it was just purely me, kind of. So yeah, what's next? Okay, oh, we're going nice and close. Okay. I don't remember how I filmed things. Like I said, I did this really, really, quick. But you guys might remember this one. Do you guys remember this one? So you only live once. That's Crazy Ollie. I was listening to Jolly Jolly earlier. I love her. She's a queen. My one regret with this one is that I didn't add stickers. I forgot to add stickers to it. That's kind of because I forgot to add stickers because we were kind of like cramped for time that night since I was having tech issues. So I didn't want to add stickers. I thought it was kind of rude, but at the same time I kind of forgot. But yeah, it's fine. I don't have too much to say. I think it is completely fine. Now we've got hack or spells. Heads they win, tails you're gonna lose. So those are lyrics from a Poison song that I like. Again, kind of thinking about the Sir John Silman Prize, kind of thinking about my university application that got rejected. I had a lot of fun making this one because I really love using the playing cards in my collage art. I think it's really fun. I also bought specifically for this spread some Admit 1 tickets because for some reason they were selling them at the hardware shop, and I was like, let's go. They're the perfect color as well. So I feel that these will pop up heaps in future pages of my journal just because it looks cool. And we also have some kitty cats. The black thing that you can see here is more stuff that I stole from work. When I say stole from work, I feel like if it's gonna end up in the bin, it's like, what are you gonna do about it? You're really gonna reprimand me for stealing, like, something that, like, mail packaging wrap? Like, like, it's the inside of, like, something that, like, an envelope or something, like one of those soft envelopes, like the plasticky ones. Also interesting is this one here, this nice big red piece that has like the Chinese characters written on it. That's an ice cream wrapper. An ice cream wrapper from the Forbidden City. Because they sell ice creams there that's shaped like the Forbidden City. China and Japan are like leagues ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to their ice cream technology. It cannot be stated enough. Oh, yeah, I think that's as interesting as it gets. Oh, this is what I'm really proud of. I entered it in the show. So eat your vegetables. That is... Oh, welcome in, Pretty Eric. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful Weasel Wednesday, or if you're in a time zone closer to mine, and terrific Tanaki Thursday. So this one was inspired by Nenechi because there was a voice in my head saying, Mary, you can do it. You can make one for every Hololive girl you've seen in concert. But it just didn't pan out. I ran out of time, didn't have enough inspiration. So we've only got Nenechi because she was like my favorite from the group. Plus I had like a really good idea for her, so I'm really happy with how this one worked. Summoned in attack mode. Sup, dude? Is good. You? I'm doing great. I'm having a great time. So for this one, I used a bunch of collage paper. I used my stamp maker to make all these like nice, perfect squares. I also had like this incomplete drawing from a connect the dots kind of activity book that I took from work. I need to stop it. It doesn't count as stealing because we're giving this shit away for free. So I used the daffodil out of it, and then I used the flower magazines that we had, like some gardening magazines. I found all the letters, cut them out. So eat your vegetables. It's good advice. I don't know what else to tell you. It's specifically inspired by this Nene song, Nene because there's like Yasai Jusu. She talks about wanting to drink vegetable juice, so that's like it basically. And I had like some vegetable themed stickers. Like there's like a pear, an apple. I think that's a turnip, another turnip, some peas. The butterfly is an eggplant. Another peas. So yeah, I think it's really cute. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I used a lot of pink and yellow. I also used some very coral colored pinks as well, just to like spice things up to trick the eyes, which I think turned out really good. It kind of freshens up the checkerboard pattern a bit. So yeah, that's those four. Oh. No, too far. Too far. Come on. I want to pause it. Yeah. So this is the entryway to the art gallery, by the way. So that's up. These are stairs that goes to a employees only area. On the other side of this wall is like a bathroom, and on the other side, and then down this hallway that you can sort of see is the actual museum part. And so yeah, like the history galleries. Again, as I was filming this, I knew I wouldn't spend too much time on these these pictures, because again, they're from last year's exhibition, but God, I'm so proud of them. I think they're super cute. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Even now, I'm like, damn, I really cooked. Like, I look at this and I'm like, I can't believe I drew that. But then I look at Maria's hands and I'm like, oh, I can definitely tell I drew that. Like, I've never been able to do like a nice heart shape like this again. They are really good. Yeah. And the fact that Maria saw them and said nice things, Bay saw them as well, but she wasn't as like sweet about it as Maria. Like, no, it's not an indictment on Bay, by the way. She's like a very busy lady, I'm sure. But I feel like Maria just left a kind of message, whereas Bay's was like, I think it was just like cute, followed like a bunch of exclamation marks, whereas Maria wrote like, "Oh, thank you so much for drawing me. This is super cute." Like she put they both put the same amount of effort because it's a fucking tweet. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm yapping. But yeah, very happy with them. They're just generic portraits of the girls. Not too much else to say, I don't think. The next two, again, I drew them again because I was, like, these were topical at the time. These were new outfits. Maria's song. She's like a toddler. She's like a toddler. What is she doing? What is that cat doing? I just heard a big noise. I don't know if you guys heard it, but she's so cute. She's lucky she's cute. Yeah, so this is topical. I'm really happy with how the metal on Bay's like belts and stuff turned out. I'm sad it got covered up by the handkerchief, but it's fine. Also just straight up stealing. And so that's those two. And now we have the one that no one ever recognizes. They walk in and it's like, is it not obvious this is Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn? Is it not obvious? It feels super duper obvious to me, but apparently it's not. The fact that she's missing her Barbie twin might not be helping. I don't really know. Also the fact that I covered her up for modesty as well, because God forbid that we have a little bit of tummy. Like, I am worried about that. I don't want to get in trouble for sexualizing people in a public art gallery, especially because everyone walks in and they're like, oh, this is an exhibition for kids. And it's like, well, I guess you're not wrong. I just wish kids had, like, thousands of dollars they could spend on buying my art. I would really appreciate that. I see a bit of Harley Quinn. I feel like it's really obvious. Like, it's specifically Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Maybe did people not watch Birds of Prey? What's going on? But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out, all things considered. This is honestly like my favorite section of the gallery. I just think it looks super cute. So we've got Sakura Uta in I know Ryokan. We have Zelly's Reimu. Zelly got misgendered like a bazillion times whilst we were hanging this up. For some reason, the director was like, no, that's a boy. That's a little boy. Like, okay. We got Me the Ivory. Oh, this one gave me some fucking grief, by the way. I had to fix it like a bajillion times because there was a crack in the glass, so I had to, like, fix that as well. Really, really, really happy with my Digitan. I feel like I'm really coming into my art style recently. I'm really happy with it. This is another filler one. I'm sorry. And the worst part is they're taking Mita out the back and shooting her in the head when she graduates. So yeah, my Chan. I'm gonna miss my Chan. Oh, did I ever tell you guys, by the way, when I posted this, it got, like, 0 traction, and then finally maybe saw it, so then it, like, got a lot of attention, and then I noticed that my follower count went up, and I was like, oh, like, by 1, by the way, so I was like, oh, maybe one of Maybe's followers followed me, because I don't really get notifications for when someone follows me. I have, like, super filtered notifications, because 90% of the time, when someone follows me on my VTuber Twitter, it's because they're a bot. So I was like, ugh. So I was looking at it, and I was like, is it going to be a bot? Is it going to be one of Maybe's followers? Well, it was one of Maybe's followers. Would you like to guess who it was? I don't know if I've told the story, so maybe you guys already know. But it was Tomomi Teriasen. I was like, ah! I mean, I wasn't wrong. It was one of Maybe's followers, but I was not expecting. Yeah, I was expecting Gator as well. I was like, oh, I bet it was Gator. No, it was Tomomi Taraya. I was like, what is happening? So now Tomomi follows me, I guess. So that's cool. But it was like shock of my life. So that means I have 3 Chans. I have 3 Chans. I have Zelly, I have Mita, and now I have Tomomi. I would have drawn Tomomi as well, but it was too late. it was by that point I'd finalized more or less every artwork. It was too late to add Tomomi to the gallery. Otherwise, I would have. So maybe in the future I will draw Tomomi, but we'll see what happens first, because I feel like there's like an implosion. I became friends with Chiquino on Discord. You did? That's so cool. I didn't know the talents were allowed to friend people on Discord. Now I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not Oomph Chans. Maybe I'm just Oomph. Clout chasing. Oh, and finally we have Hatsune Miku. We cannot forget about our president, Hatsune Miku. Funnily enough, Hatsune Miku was the only person who was like recognized when some visitors came in whilst we were hanging them up. A group of like 3 teenagers and their mum came in, and one of the she wasn't taking. Oh, you know her PL? Fascinating. I don't know anyone's PLs. That's as far as I'm concerned. They spawned into existence and then they spawn out of existence. Fascinating. Today I learned. But yeah. But one of the teenagers I was talking to, because they were very. She's a different VTuber now. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really not in touch with that. Where was I going with my Miku story? So one of the teenagers, very gender ambiguous, I just want to point out, they came up to me and they said, oh, is that Miku? And I said, yes. And then whilst I was looking at this person, I was like, I've been listening to Vocaloid longer than you've been alive. Like, assuming that they are 13, 14, and I started listening to Vocaloid at that age, that means I'm old, and I'm older than them, that means I've been listening to Vocaloid for that long. I was like, I feel old. I feel old.
Oh, that's okay.
I swear to God, I muted. Okay. That's so annoying. I literally put this into DaVinci Resolve, removed the audio, but apparently it didn't. Oh, by the way, now I may as well point this out. For some reason, my camcorder is convinced the year is like 2023 for some reason. But yes, Sakura Uta. Do I have anything specific I wanted to say about Sakura Uta? I'm really happy with how Cuttin looks. I'm not happy with how her bracelets look, however. Oh, I jump scared people, by the way. I jump scared people, by the way. Because the director was like, oh, what does the text say? And then I'm like, oh, it says Sakura Uta I no Ryokan. And she was like, oh, that's right, you can speak Japanese. I did mention that to her last year. I was like, oh yeah, I've been to Japan, I speak some Japanese. Yeah, I think I'm unreasonably happy with how this dog turns out. Considering I don't like dogs and I still drew one, I'm really happy with how that looks. I'm not super happy with how the hair looks. I took some massive liberties, by the way, with like the references. Like we've got a little bit of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. We've got I Know Ryokan, so that's Hounds of Love, Kate Bush. So it's very eclectic. I'm quite happy with how the eyes turned out. I didn't do my usual, like, the eyes are slightly different to how I normally draw them because I wanted to go excessive, I guess. Now we've got Zelly. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. It's pretty cute. Digitan, very happy with this one. This one genuinely makes me feel like I have my own art style, and it's like super duper cute. Can we see the crack in the... Yeah, I think there's like... No, I'm looking at this now and I'm like, what's going on? Because this one definitely got a crack in it, but when did it get a crack in it? Because I had to fix it when I came in the next day. Very strange. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, you can see part of the problem. It's the picture is too small for the frame. I think that's like the main problem with it. But literally all the same pictures are all the same size, but I don't have this problem with the other ones. Mita, I did edit this one before I printed it. I touched up the eyes a little bit because they were a bit too far apart. Yeah, I also like made sure the pictures were like converted fine. And finally we have Miku, and you can see my One Piece shirt again. I'm reasonably happy with how it turned out. Again, very cutie-full. some improvement in the hands situation. Also, she's also one of the, like, most expensive pictures as well, because it's like, sorry, but you have to pay the Miku tax. I need to make money somehow. Because I am in the hole. This shit is expensive. We have another one from a couple years ago. So we got, again, topical Iron Mouse. I drew this as part of her hashtag Donate Plasma campaign. Yeah. For some reason, people think she's a cat. It's like, I mean, I guess looking at it, it's like, yeah, she's a cat, but she's a mouse. She's technically, no, she's Satan. But yeah. Now, oh my god, this one also gave me some troubles. For some reason, oh, why did I not do a full... Why did I not do, like... Okay, this is as good as it's gonna get. This one gave me some troubles because I had to give her modesty shorts, and I mentioned that I gave her modesty shorts, and people laughed, and I was like, don't laugh at me! Don't laugh at me! I had to give her modesty shorts! But yeah, I think some hand improvement. I kind of did not give a fuck about the background, because this one went through, like, multiple stages. Yeah. Can you remember this one? I'm glad. I hope she liked it. May as well, like, explore the gallery a tiny bit. Oh, wrong direction. Air conditioning. Why did it do that? Fire extinguisher. Cupboard that's full of all kinds of different things. This thing here is a refrigerator. So there's that. So there was like snacks and there was actually no, there were no snacks the entire morning. I was so hungry by the end of it, I could have eaten a shoe. I was like, please, I'm so hungry. But because I live in a country town, and this is also a country town, everything. Why is there a random ladder? Because we needed a ladder. It's the walls are pretty tall. To get to some of them, you needed the ladder. Yeah, I was so hungry by the end of setting up and the worst part is nothing was open when we got out. Like, not even a bloody service station. So I just had to, like, get home and eat a sandwich at 3 p.m, which sucked. Door, ladder. This is where we're gonna set up where we set up the, digital video component. Yeah, like, how else are you meant to, like, reach the thing without a ladder? Like, the ladder is not very random. It makes a lot of sense. I probably should have, like, edited this out. My mum did some very hard work on this table because a couple of the frames got missed when she was adding D-hooks or triangle hooks onto the back of them. But yes, my random ladder. Me, I'm GIRLYPOP! I'm not joking when I say this, but I only recently noticed that I forgot to draw my hat on her. But I drew this one on stream. The hands, I don't really like the hands anymore. I think at the time I was proud of them, even though I hid them as to my best of my abilities. But there were so many cute parts of this artwork as well, so it's like, you know what, we gotta take those. Like, I'm really proud of these legs, and like the background's very cute, and some tasteful shading. Very GIRLYPOP, exactly. Oh, I've been excited to talk about this one. We have Spectre. We have the IKEA bag. So this says Originaru, and that says Itabagu, but it's like an IKEA, it's a parody of an IKEA ad. I dreamt this up in the morning whilst I was working one morning. I was very bored at work, so I was like, I need to think of more artworks for my exhibition. And I was like thinking about like my thesis, and I was like, it's advertising, it's consumerism, it's GIRLYPOP, what else? And I was like, let's look at some iconic ads. So I was like scrolling through a website of which was like a listicle, which is like top 10 most iconic ads from around the world. And one of that caught my eye was an ad for the IKEA bag. Let's see if I can find the original. So you got advert. Yeah. Yeah, this is literally what I was referencing. No, you bitch! Don't make me subscribe. Open image, new tab. Yeah, so this is like what I'm referencing. So it's got like how to identify a IKEA bag. Yeah, so I like wrote down some like stuff about like eater bags. And then it's like Spectre themed because why wouldn't it be Spectre themed? It's me. I wanted to draw something really easy. Again, this is just a filler artwork, but I'm really happy with it. I was very hard to find like a place to put it, so it's in my opinion, I'm not super duper happy with where it is in the gallery, but literally I don't know where else I would put it. It's like, well, because I tried to move it around and I was like, let me look, and I'm looking around and like there's nowhere I want to put it actually. So that's just where it is. So that's what's going on there. Can we read this? How to identify an original eater bag. Shake it. Multifunctional. I can't read everything. I carry it with pride. Yeah. What did you not do? Oh. You can really see me in that one. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about these ones. Like, these are just my OCs that I will never do anything with. Although people were like really surprised to learn that this one is a boy. This is a boy, you guys. He's like a femboy. He's very into like OG Lolita. And they're also like, what's with his hair? And I'm like, you can't tell it's like a metaphor for like this is a metaphor for his little pigtail. Yeah. Also, I drew his hands around the wrong way. Like no one's doing this. They do like I drew his hand. I'm fairly certain I drew his hand the wrong way. Oh, and also, I drew her arms too long. Again, this is only recently. I'm like, oh, looking at these with fresh eyes after having them in the storage for like over a year. I'm like, oh, these aren't as good as I remember. Next up we have Tetomoni. I probably posted whips of this whilst it was in progress. My empathy is full of shame, shame, shame. Manic or sad, it's the same. I'm too tired to eat and get out of bed today. Yeah, I like Tetris. It's a fun song. Again, very proud of how it turned out, however, considering all the details in the hair specifically. Whereas the outfit's a bit less complicated. I genuinely think this is one of my best models design-wise because I think I struck the perfect balance of really busy elements and then like really simple elements to kind of frame my face. I also tried to, do a chibi style and the entire time I was like, please don't look weird, please don't look weird. It's obvious that I'm just have my hand out, it's nothing nefarious. This one was annoying to convert. This one was annoying to convert. So I was not planning on printing these out again. I was just like, I need extra stuff for the exhibition, so these just got selected. Because I'm not super happy with the arms and shoulders situation, but the leg situation is like gorgeous. I'm really happy with how I drew these legs. Oh my god. Not super happy with the actual torso area. But because I just could not find for the life of me the original file, so I had to like redo the background. Oh, it was a nightmare trying to figure out how to get this like printed correctly. Man, who is this ugly person in the background? Another of my favorites from the exhibition. Oh my god, I'm really, really happy with this one. Like, yeah, I'm not super duper happy with the hands. I don't think I ever will be, but like, Spectre turned out so good. He literally does yearn to be, wait. He yearns to be a handbag accessory. I think this is my mom. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I think that's my mom. Reflected in Spectre's ear. I'm fairly certain she wore a stripy shirt that day. Yeah, very happy with this. Well, now that I'm here, I'm like trying to look and see if there's like any errors in the picture because when I printed off some versions of this, there was like an issue and I can't see it. Maybe, but also it's like maybe I'm just in the way. Yeah. Do I have anything I want to say? Obviously, the pose in the thesis is very inspired by the one and only owner of the 24 karat gold, solid gold La Baby, like that lady. The smug aura mocks me. Exactly. She's a bit smug. She's a bit smug. Welcome in, sponsored by Subway. Thank you for showing up, stopping by. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, I didn't expect to look super cute here. He's my baby. He's my labubu. Anything else? Not really. Again, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Don't know what else to say about it. I still haven't finished this outfit. I still haven't finished rigging this outfit. We need to lock in and do that. Because otherwise I feel like I would be using this model. But at the same time, I like to match my model to the weather, and we're going into cold weather, so I want to wear, like, long sleeves. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. For some reason, everyone thinks Ghost is a cat. Why? I don't think big round ears are very cat-like, but whatever. Emma! I really regret that we didn't get more done during that stream, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think her little Muppet nose is adorable. I did reference how to draw a butterfly for the butterfly, so that's that. I think the My Little Pony elements were literally so inspired. I don't know what, because she does give Lauren Faust, if you think about it. She does give Lauren Faust. That was a fun stream. I'm glad. For me, from my recollection of it, I'm like, oh, I didn't get enough done. I didn't get enough done, so therefore it was like a bad stream. But if you guys enjoyed it, maybe it's a better stream than I realized. What else? Anything else I want to add? Again, MMM, please hire me to be your cartoonist. Your current cartoonist is doing you so dirty. Please hire me to be your cartoonist. She's also this is also the picture I've been including in my resume as like an example of my artworks, because I feel like if you're an Australian applying for an Australian company, why not use an Australian to demonstrate your point? Like, that just makes sense to me. But no one is recognizing her as Emma Memma! And it's like, are you serious? You don't know the orange butterfly lady. You can't put two and two together. Ridiculous. She is Australia's sweetheart as far as I'm concerned. Do you guys think if I emailed her and asked her to sit for the Archibald Prize portrait, she would? I feel like she would. I think I'm cool enough that I can do that, but there's no reason to, because I would be disqualified. We'll put a pin in the Archibald Prize bitching and moaning in a bit, because we will get back to that. But yes. Oops. Good lord, girly, what are we doing? Another really, really good one. I'm gonna do the Sir John Silman Prize again, not next year, but the year after when it runs, and I'm gonna enter this one. Unless I draw another banger between now and then. Highly doubt it. But if I do, maybe I'll use it. But for now, when I rerun the Sir John Silman Prize, this is the picture I'm gonna use. Again, I'm a bit worried because Tamagotchis are like copyrighted, but like I feel like I'm using it in a transformative way. Like, I feel like it intertwines with the motif of, like, consumption, feed me, the pixel art, the cheekiness. I'm really happy with this one. I think this is a really good picture. I did want this to be, like, the face of the exhibition and not, I Heart Ugly Little Freaks, but the fact that there was just too much text and it was just messy, I didn't like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So it's referenced from a Nokia advertisement, but I reworked it a lot to include the Tamagotchis to get like the idea of like I consume the internet too much, but it's like cheeky about it, you know. Again, really happy with it. I think I did like reasonably well with the hand. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I don't know what else to say. I'm cracked, you guys. Although the pixel art was a bit hard, for the life of me, I can't draw straight lines, but I did my best. I did my best. I'm really happy with how the plastic buttons turned out. Again, I feel like I'm really good at rendering plastic. Not much else, but plastic is so easy. It is so easy to render. And especially like cel-shaded style. And then my cute little Napada. My cute little badge again. I really like how I rendered the plastic there. I added like a tiny bit of volume there. That's pretty goated of me. Again, we've got some creases happening in my shirt. Aren't I great at drawing? That's so cool. Again, people are so surprised to learn that this is a boy. This is a boy. That is just, he's just dressed in OG Lolita style. Very happy, like, I have to say, I do think the pig boy, like, design-wise, stands out quite a bit. I'm really happy with how I drew his legs. His hands are pretty decent. He's so cutiful. He's so cutiful. I love him. But now Honeybee, also known as Polly. I do like calling her Polly, like pollination, you get it? So she's like very rainbow magic. I was really big into rainbow magic as like a kid. I think there's like a nice contrast of like elements. Like you've got these fluffy bits because bumblebees are fluffy. There's like the honey. So yeah, her neck looks really good. She's got a cute little heart-shaped lipstick on her. Look at her. She's so cutiful. Got like little antennas. I feel like this would be so fun to rig. Like all of my OCs like in this format, they do exist as like PSD files if I ever like auction them off for like to become VTubers or something. But yeah, Polly is so cute. She's so cute. Also she's just special to me because the local honey people who were like inspired by it were like, we saw your artwork, we loved it, and I was like, thank you. And yeah, she's super duper cute. What are we doing? Okay, is it just like broken? Okay, no. Tree stump. Again, this is a previous exhibition. I don't know if I have too much new to say about it. I think it held up well. And again, references something from my childhood. I had like a tree stump that I really liked playing with as a kid with my two best friends. So there's that. That's the story behind this one. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just reused the background between this one and Magical Girl. I was like, I'm not redoing that. It looks good. We don't need to worry about it. Sunday Ice Cream Blonde. Oh my god. This one put me through a bit of grief because apparently I didn't make enough tags and she just consistently missed out for some reason. The director was fascinated by this one because this exhibition was her first, like, exposure, I guess you would say, to, like, the concept of kimono Mimi. She was like, I never really thought you could put animal ears on, like, a human girl before. And I'm like, yeah, you can. In fact, it's a whole booming subgenre of anime. Wait, where's Zelly? Did I miss one? Yeah. There should be one more. Where did Zelly go? I had two Zelly artworks and there should be like another one. Did I miss Zelly? Because I remember... Yeah. Oh! I forgot Zelly! Cryptid spotted. Can you guys can't even see it. Shit. Let me just move my model for a bit. No, is my model covering it up? Give me a second. Where is my YouTube studio? There we go. Look at this little cryptid. Look at this little cryptid. For some reason, like I said before, this one in particular, the director was convinced this was a boy, and I'm so confused because it's like Zelly has like such long hair. I don't know, and she's got like a bright pink backpack. But then again, the pig boy is like very brightly colored and very pink, so I can understand. But she kept calling Zelly a boy, which oh, there we go. How did I miss this? I'm so dumb. Again, this is a repeat from last year, so I don't think it's like worth spending too much time on it. I just wanted to again remind you guys that the director had a very funny take on Zelly. She was like, "Yep, that's a boy." I tried to introduce her to the concept of like VTubing, but it was just completely going over her head. She was like, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. And I even had like my Zelly and Roa standees because I wanted to do Oshikatsu, but there was just like barely any time. Like I managed to squeeze it in, but again, I was basically being shoved out of the art gallery whilst I was like trying to do this. But yeah. I guess we could go into like the specifics of like actually setting it up. So like the timeline. I think I was going to do the timeline earlier, to be honest. So the timeline actually starts last year, directly after my previous exhibition. So the director was the artist who exhibited after me last year at the art gallery that I work at, which is where I exhibited. Yeah, so we were like chatting, and she invited me to exhibit at her gallery, and I was like, oh, it's very kind of you, thank you very much. So I accepted it. But nothing really happens much. For some reason, our emails, like, just genuinely, they do not communicate. I got so many, like, notifications saying, such and such email does not exist. Such and such email got lost in the server. Such and such email is just absolutely hated by Telstra and Optus and every other, and Vodafone. Anything you can think of, basically. So that was, like, irritating. And because of that, it genuinely felt like the exhibition was never gonna happen. Like, I think I didn't get the paperwork and stuff until February, like a week or two before my birthday, if I recall correctly. But, you know, I did my best. I filled out the paperwork, I took photocopies of it, I took photos of it, so I would have, like, a reference. I did drag my feet a little filling out the paperwork again because I didn't have everything ready, and I didn't know if I was, like, allowed to include, stuff like retroactively. Oh, gotta go. Good night and have a great day. Oh, thank you, Joel. You're on you as well. Sweet dreams, buddy. So I was like, but you know, I was told that like late March was the latest it could be handed in. And I was like, okay, that's super duper easy. I can do that. And I did. I managed to get the paperwork back to them a week before the end of March, but it didn't arrive until like after Easter, which was really irritating. I also went down to the gallery as well, for the very first time. Like, I've only been to this gallery, I think, 3 times, maybe 4 times. Once on my birthday, twice to set it up, then for the opening. Yeah, I've only been to the gallery 4 times. So there was that. And when I went down on my birthday, I remember being like, oh my god, I'm so nervous, I'm so nervous. But I met one of the volunteers, she was really lovely. I had a look around. I remember being like, where's the rest of it? Because everyone was telling me up and down, they're like, oh, Mary, that gallery is huge, it's big, you're not going to have enough artwork. So I've been like stressing about that. Then when I finally get here, I walk in and I'm like, where's the rest of it? Is it up here? No, that's staff only. Is it out there? No, that is literally the backyard that you guys were seeing earlier, like where the cars and shit were parked. What else? The previous, there was like an exhibition before me, and then like the exhibition before that was the one that I saw, and it was like themed around flowers. It was really pretty. I liked that. My mum did as well. It was so funny. My mum came with me on that. It was like a girls' trip, basically. And I was like investigating the gallery. I was like, okay, so this is how they do that. This is how they do this. So I would know in person, like in addition to what was put in the paperwork. And it was so funny because even though mum was telling me to like look carefully, she did not do it herself. So anytime I referenced what we saw at the gallery, she was like, "Really? Is that how they did it last time?" And I was like, "Yes." Ugh. And then setting up as well was a bit of a nightmare because I wanted to be there at 9. It's like an hour-long trip to get there, so that means we would have had to have been gone by 8, but we were still drilling like D-hooks and triangle hooks into the back of my artworks the morning of, and I had to pack my car as well. But we didn't leave we were not there at 9. So I kind of gave the director a heart attack because we were running late. And I told her we were running late, but I didn't tell her how late we were running. So that was kind of my bad. I forgot to, like, keep her in the loop for that. But I was very impressed. The entire exhibition fit in my car. The entire time I was packing, I was like, no, we're gonna run out of space. We're gonna run out of space. We're gonna run out of space. But I folded down my back car seats, and I opened up the boot, and I managed to fit, like, how many artworks do I have? It's like 41, 40, it's like either 41, 42, or 43. That's how many artworks I have, like, displayed in the art gallery. And I managed to fit it all in there, plus my gear and my mum and stuff. Like, mum didn't even have to nurse anything except for, like, my bag of goodies, which was, like, the tags, my camcorder that I filmed this on. What else? What else did I bring? The standees, some screws, stuff like that. So, yeah. we arrive. It's kind of a miserable day, very cold, wet, rainy. But we get in, and the director is locked in. She does like 90% of the work. I was like, and my mum did like the other 8%. I literally did nothing. I did the remaining 2% of work, which was even then not great. Like I was tying everything because I didn't have like any string or anything to tie the tags to things. So I was like, oh, we'll just stick it to the wall. But they had their own stickers, and I'm like, okay, we'll do it your way. And I'm really bad at tying knots, so a lot of the time I'd tie a knot, and I'd look away, and then the tag would just magically fall off, and I'm like, dang it. And then I broke some glass and stuff, like in my own artworks, the movie and the picture of me. That's really cool. You know, we got it done. Somehow we got it done. Then a couple days later, I came in again to set up the projector. I taught the director how to do it, and then she's made like an official like procedure of how to use my laptop and get the exhibition film running. By the way, when I came in that second day, the volunteer didn't even have the lights on in the art gallery. I was like, that's rude. I mentioned that to the director, and she was like, yeah, that's because he's a tight ass. He's the treasurer, so he's always trying to save money. And I'm like, you know what? That's valid. Am I still offended? Yes. But is it valid? Yes. So that was that. Oh, there was also like the debacles. Oh my god, there were so many debacles. So something absent from this, from the video, since this is the video I took the day of. This happened a couple days later. So I actually had like these business cards printed up, and every business card was different. And it would have like an explanation of what the artwork was. And the director and I had like a row. She was like, "They're too small. No one can read them." And I'm like, "I can read them." And she's like, "Yeah, because you're a millennial." And oh my god, she called me a millennial so many times. It genuinely started to feel like a slur. I was like, just call me an actual slur at this point. Stop calling me a millennial. I'm Gen Z. I'm Gen Z. Oh, no. Don't make me feel old. And then anytime I mention how old I am, people are like, you're a baby. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 27. That's really fun. What else? Again, the director wants me to go into like comics and stuff, which is really annoying. I don't want to make comics. I mean, actually, when I was like 12, I was like, I want to be a graphic artist. I want to design comics. And now I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's too much effort. You gotta write the story, you gotta draw the story. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's too much effort. I just want to print money like the fucking Chikawa author, where it's like you just have four little guys, you slap their face on merchandise, and then bam, you're a billionaire. Like, that's my dream. That's what I want to do with Mary and Ghost. um, so yeah. Because, like, I don't really have a... Like, I have opinions, but, like, it's nothing spicy. Like, like, you can get my opinion from, like, literally anyone else. Like, I don't really have anything too far in the way of that. Yeah, I just want to draw pictures. I just want to draw cute things. Well, I just want to draw cute girls. This is also very confounding. Everyone's like, do you draw men? And it's like, yes, I do. But the exhibition is called GIRLYPOP. It's a very feminine exhibition. I don't understand that. I really don't. Because most of the specters I drew, for example, drawing Spectre once a week until he debuts in Duel Links campaign. Most of them are bad. Like I was just constantly churning them out. So there are some weeks where I was like absolutely inspired. Good things happen those weeks, but more often than not, I feel like I just did not draw that well. So there was really no point like using any of those. Again, I didn't think it really fit the thesis of girly pop because I love Spectre, but he's not very girly pop. I love him, but he's not very girly pop. So I didn't really want to use any of the Spectres that I drew again. I'm embarrassed about my interests. Like, last year I did have a Spectre drawing in the exhibition. I omitted it from this one because I didn't want to get permissions to not sell the artwork because I would want to keep my Spectre drawings, obviously. But I mean, what are the chances of my rock salt shipping cosplay picture selling? extremely low, but I just didn't want to risk it, so I was like, I don't want to. And also, I just didn't want to ask the director and be like, hey, is it okay if I set this one not for sale? Because the only thing not for sale is the video, which, that's understandable, that makes sense. Everything else is for sale. I would like to make money, I won't lie. Let's see, how much money did this cost? The last year's exhibition cost me $1,400. This one did not cost me that much money, but it was still pretty expensive. So let's just say conservatively, we'll say I'm like $2,300 into the hole. And so far, I've sold $180 worth of artworks, and those were both last year. So that was Barbie and you guys might have noticed, but I had my own Kyoku All Back version of myself with Ghost. It sold last year as well, so I didn't reprint it. That felt scummy. Yeah. So yeah. And so far I have not sold anything because I checked. Like I had my opening the other week, so now we can like segue into the opening stuff. And the first thing I did was I set out all the food, but the second thing I did was I did look around the room to see if I'd sold anything. You can tell because there would be like a red dot on anything that's like the nameplate or something if it's sold, but no die so far, which is of course. I was hopeful because there are people who were like, oh, this reminds me of my niece. I think my niece would like this. Or I'll show a picture of this to my niece. Maybe she'll like it. And I'm like, okay. Your niece has no money is what I'm hearing. And she lives in Sydney is also what I'm hearing. But yeah, the opening was kind of a fizzle, if I'm being honest. Last year when I had an opening, it was really good. Mostly because the people I invited, it's a lot easier to get to the gallery where you already live compared to the gallery where you don't live, so it's kind of understandable. So the only people who came to this year's exhibition were my parents, my aunt and uncle, so that's four, the nice old couple who also exhibit a ton at the gallery where I work. They've also exhibited at this exhibition center as well, so that's six. And then finally we get to nine because the volunteer was working, and then the archivist was working, and then the archivist's sister-in-law came as well. And I was like, so that was it. 9 people, 3 strangers, and then 6 people I do know. But like it was a good afternoon anyways. Like everyone was really kind and lovely. Like I don't know what else to say. My other aunt and uncle and like their kids were meant to come, but the grandchildren on that specific strain of the family, they wanted to go to the annual show in the city, and it's like, well, you know what? It's valid. If you have like a toddler running around, I think it's better to do that outside than in an art gallery. So I was like, I'm not going to be mad about that, but I was still sad. Like, I bought way too much food because I bought all these, like, Japanese themed snacks for everyone to eat. And then my aunt and uncle bought food as well. And then the volunteer and the sister-in-law, they also brought food. So there was, like, way too much food. But most of it got eaten, I think, kind of. So I brought Pocky. The Pocky did not get eaten to the extent that I was expecting. I brought, barbecue flavored peanuts. They were quite popular, but they didn't get fully eaten. They were like prawn fish stick chip things. No one seemed to like them, so they were barely touched. And finally, I brought Daifuku. And by the end of the afternoon, only 2 pieces of Daifuku remained. But Daifuku, by the way, was like the most talked about thing in the gallery, quite frankly, because I was the only person who knows what Daifuku is. I'm the only person who knows what Daifuku is. And I don't know how to explain Daifuku because it's very much its own thing. Because it's like, I was like, oh, do you know what mochi is? And my uncle's like, what's mochi? And I'm like, I literally just pronounced it correctly. What is your problem? Similarly, my mum and dad, they love calling Pocky Pokey. They're like, oh, do you have any Pokey, Mary? And I'm like, are you talking about Pocky? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, this happens at work. Like, I'll be like, I'll be talking to someone and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is how you say, oh yeah, place name is 40 kilometers away. And they'll be like, Platinum is 40 kilometers away. And I'm like, no, place name. Palasame? I don't understand. I corrected this man at work one time, 3 times, and he still said this place incorrectly. I was like, you were going to be the death of me. What else? We had speeches. I did a speech. You know, I just like thanked everyone. I feel bad. I think I accidentally humiliated my dad during my speech because I was like, "Oh, Dad, you didn't quite do as much as I wanted you to do, but that's okay because you're recovering from your surgery." I think he was a bit embarrassed by that. So I was like, no, no, it's fine. You were like moral support, which is untrue. I tried to show my dad some of my artworks whilst I was working on them. I'd be like, hey, Dad, would you like to look at what I'm working on? And he'd be like, yeah, babe. And then he wouldn't even look at me. He'd just keep watching TV. And I'm like, okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. But yeah, Dad's been stressed a lot, so I can't fault him. I think the director did not come to my opening because she's out of town, which, you know what, that's fair, that's valid. I seem to have chosen the absolute worst day to have my opening, by the way. Like, there was the show, there was like footy, random people were having birthdays. It was like literally no one could come. No one could come. So I was a little disappointed, but it was a good crowd. Like, the volunteer, for example, she was so lovely. She asked all these questions. She listened actively. The only thing about her that was like irksome to me is because Japan and Korea are very different places. They have a complicated history with each other, and she kept talking about like K-pop Demon Hunters. She's like, "Oh, this is just like K-pop Demon Hunters," and I'm like, "I still haven't seen that movie." I really want to watch it though, but I was like, "This no, no, it's really not." And she's like, "What were you inspired by K-pop?" And I was like, "J-pop, I guess." And I'm like thinking of Vocaloid at best, and she's like, "Ah, K-pop," and I'm like, "That's not what I said." Like that was like the only thing I was like, "I need to stop you." But she really liked Daifuku. She said that it's like her new obsession now. And I'm like, is that true? I'm a bit worried. But yeah, people were obsessed with Daifuku. I'm gonna come back to this because it's like I didn't know how to describe it. So people would pick it up expecting one thing and then be like, oh, it's something entirely different. Like, it's on a marshmallow. It's not a cake. It's Daifuku. I bought 3 flavors. Strawberries and cream. That was the most popular by far, followed by chocolate. Chocolate was so popular, I didn't even get a chance to try one. And then melon. Melon was not as popular, but so that was like the flavors left over. But that was fine. I like melon Daifuku. Part of me is like, damn, I should have bought some Daifuku whilst I was in the city, but I have enough sweets in the household. I was like, we don't need it. We don't need it. But I'm obsessed with Daifuku at the moment. It's definitely my addiction. Because yeah, Daifuku was just like the perfect bite-sized sweet. Like, you eat it and it's like, yeah, that is enough. Like with Pocky, you can just eat that shit endlessly, but with Daifuku, it's like one and you're done. So I think it's better for you in the long run. Anything else at the opening? Again, people were really concerned by the lack of men in the exhibition, and it's like, girl, it's called GIRLYPOP. I don't know what you're expecting. But also I got to teach people about, like, OG Lolita. I was like, oh yeah, this is like a men's, like a high art men's fashion. So this is a man. It's very feminine. And they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Again, all the BTS boys are very, like, androgynous. I was like, sure, if that helps you understand it, sure. Oh, actually, my aunt said something that pissed me to fuck off. Let me find it. Let me find it. This wasn't what I was talking about, but you know how this works. My aunt was the one who said she thought Iron Mouse was a cat, and I'm like, she's not a cat. She's not a cat. She's Satan. Let's see. But this is what actually pissed me off. Oh, I just could not fathom this. Okay, that's too far. Do I go down? Okay, I don't go down, but you guys might recall, if I can get a good picture of it. Okay, so she is sitting on a beach ball. The beach ball is white, pink, and orange. Now, I need you to look at this girl's skin color just real quick. She is wearing like a 3-piece, like she's got like a bit of sheen, like fabric here. It's like that swimsuit fabric. You guys know what, like the sheer one that like turns your tummy a weird color. But she is, as you can tell, she is black. She is not orange. She's not white. But for some reason, my aunt had me come over here and look at her legs, and she was like, so is this like a third leg? And I'm like, that is the beach ball. I wish do I have like a good picture of this, like just on hand? I don't think I do. But I was like, Are you serious? You can't tell what this is. Look at her. She's black. She's Aboriginal. What are we doing here? I was very confused. I was like, why do you think this creamy orange color would be her leg? And I was like, and the best I conceded, I was like, oh, I guess I just drew the line too straight. I didn't curve it, but that confused the hell out of me. I was like, what are we doing? I guess we'll just keep yapping. I think this is like a fine yapping screen. What else? I drank soft drink. I drank water. My dad was like, I can't believe you're just raiding their fridge. And I was like, yeah, because I can't. Jude, the director said I'm allowed to have drinks from the drink fridge. They're for us. But my dad was like, no. Like, okay. Because I didn't buy any drinks for the exhibition opening because I knew there was going to be drinks in the drink fridge. I was like, there we go. What else? A quote that I really liked from the exhibition is that the only male representation allowed in my matriarchal society is OG Lolita and Labubus, in reference to the Labubu specters that are in the exhibition. Something else is, they asked if there was, like, examples of, like, this kind of exhibition in Japan, and I said yes. And I'm gonna try and see if I can find it real quick. Because, Sue from Hololive, her mama is having an exhibition. I remember retweeting it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So I showed people this picture of Niitoon's art, and these people have to be lying, but they were gassing me up saying my art is on the same level as this. They were like, because they'll look, and I'm like, are you serious? Because I can instantly see like 50 differences between my art and like Niitoon's art, for example. So Niitoon is having an exhibition at the Imperial Hotel Plaza, apparently. And I was like, are you serious? But they were impressed. They said it looks good and they like my art as well. And that's all I really want. Like, it's really embarrassing. I'm gonna be honest, it's really embarrassing. The entire time I was like at my own opening, I was like, no, don't look at my art, that's embarrassing. Like, I hated seeing people go up to the different artworks and looking too close to them. I'm like, please stop, it's too embarrassing. But you know what, that's good. I'm glad they liked it, they saw things. I'm trying to think if there was like anything that people liked in particular. Yeah, I think it was Iron Mouse. I think it was Iron Mouse people liked best. I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure. What else? Is there anything from the exhibition opening? Yeah, I just don't want to be a Debbie Downer about my opening because it's like, oh, I invited so many people. I was really hoping they would be able to come. Like, I put off speeches by like an extra 15-20 minutes in case anyone wanted to arrive last minute. Because I put like an announcement on Instagram. I was like, oh, my exhibition opening speech was at 2:30. You know, hurry if you can. And, you know, no one came. I don't even think the Instagram post got likes, to be honest. Yeah. Like, it's a bit disappointing. And because everyone in the room was old, there was like no point being like, follow me on social media, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Instagram. But like, it felt good to have like an exhibition. Like, I'm happy. I think it's been worthwhile my time. I guess we could segue into like logistics. If anyone has like / question time, if you've had like some sort of burning question about my exhibition, now would probably be the time to ask it. There's also like a chance I might already answer the question because logistics. It cost me $150 to hire the venue. That is $150 Australian. I don't really know if that's industry standard. Probably not. But that's how much it cost me. I will be invoiced for it at the end of the exhibition. So this is up from the beginning of May to about the end of June. I'm fairly certain they gave me an extra week just because the next person who's meant to bump in after me, they couldn't make the original date. So I think I have like a couple extra days. I might need to double check with the director about that. yeah, and the director did most of the heavy lifting. She was the one who like hung all the artworks. I really cannot thank her enough. She was lovely, wonderful, did amazing work. She gave me like even like in my line of work, she gave me some more advice about how I can do this even better where I work. But she does have an unfair advantage. She is quite tall for a woman, so her line of sight's a bit better. Um, but even then, she's like got an amazing eye for like straightness and for detail, which I just do not have. Like I'm such a one and done. It's good enough kind of lady. But whatever. We all have our flaws. That's mine. Yeah. Yeah, if there is any questions, just go straight ahead. You can type them into chat. Um, anything else that I want to like complain about? I guess yeah, if we're gonna be complaining, I guess we could rehash the AI debacle. I did mention it earlier this stream, but there was an AI debacle. So I did not originally want to do my exhibition poster because that sounded like a job that I didn't want to do, quite frankly. I was like, I was, at the time, I was like still finalizing the last couple of artworks, like MMM, for example. I think the claw. I just didn't want to do it, so I like sent all of my pictures in. I was like, yep, this is everything. These are the pictures that I recommend that you use for the exhibition. And the lady was like, yep, I'll get you back some proofs later. Later arrives. She's fed my work into AI, and AI generated a bunch of images, and there were certainly images. Let's just put it that way. There were certainly images. Uh, let's take Feed Me here for example. Like we had like an extra arm, an extra thumb. The lighting looked weird. It was just crazy business. I was genuinely gobsmacked when I saw this email, and I showed it to Mum the next day. I was like, this isn't what I asked for, because I thought they would just like put all of my like artworks into like Canva and they would call it a day. Because that's basically what I did. I just popped shit into Canva, chose a template, fussed around with different things to make it look beautiful. And yeah, I'm really happy with the posters I ended up making. But it was like a couple extra days like lost that I didn't really want to worry about. Let's another like example of like the artworks that got fed to AI. Like Digiton got fed into AI. The shading got all fucked up because AI couldn't decide if her bracelet should be like here, or if it should be like here or there. So there was like random splotches of blue. I remember that. What's another like example of got fed into AI wrong direction? Oh, Maria as well. Maria got fed into AI. So her Mighty Pet became like part of her shoulder, for example. And like if you think these hands look terrible, you don't want to see what AI did to them. Yeah, it was different, but it did make the fact that 16% of my viewers find me through ChatGPT make more sense. Because I looked at one of my artworks and I was like, oh, this is just one of my YouTube thumbnails. This isn't an artwork I submitted. This is just one of my YouTube thumbnails. So that was fascinating. Yeah. But we got there in the end. I never had to interact directly with that lady, thank God. It wouldn't have been on site. Like, I was really polite. I was like, oh, this isn't really what I was expecting. Do you want to redo them? And she was like, no, you can just do it. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Do it. I told this story to one of my former managers, and she was like horrified. So that like vindicated me, I guess. And I also told my current boss about this as well, and he was like, at first he was kind of digging, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds interesting, very circusy." And then I mentioned that Maria got like her pet rabbit got Frankenstein to his shoulder, and the facial expression he made was so funny. He was like, "Ugh!" He was like, so grossed out by that visual. So that was kind of funny. Like I can laugh at it, as long as you can laugh at it, it's fine. What else? What else? What else? Is there anything else I can talk about? Oh, that was like abruptly music change, but got more Stardew Valley. Let's go. I'm gonna be honest, last night my throat was starting to get a bit scratchy, and even this morning my throat was scratchy again. But during the day after I ate that fat fucking hamburger, it like fixed itself, so now I'm like, it's scratchy again. Like, I think this is a short stream, I don't, like, literally this is like, it was like a 3-minute video that I shot. The fact that I got like 45 minutes worth of shit out of it is pretty amazing. Like, I just can't think of anything else I want to say, like... And you guys don't seem to have any questions. Again, if you do, now is the time to ask them. Like, would I recommend other artists do this? Absolutely. I think if you have the money and the means to exhibit your art, I think you should. The process is a lot less scary and daunting than you might think. Like, obviously professional galleries, it does feel like they have like a higher standard, but like, if I can do it, you can do it. Again, it is expensive. Like I mentioned earlier, venue hire for like me anyways, like $150 Australian. It could be more or less where you live, not to mention like currency conversions. Like for me, I would consider that cheap as chips, like considering you get like insurance, the manual labor, electricity, air conditioning. I'm thinking what else I'm like basically paying for, which is $150. Yeah, I feel like, and for like 2 months, I feel like it's pretty good. Like that probably works out to be like a couple dollars a day. But again, the biggest expensive part, at least for me anyways, if you're like a physical artist, maybe you've already got like frames and like portraits a bit differently. Like I had to get everything printed. I'm probably never printing at Officeworks ever again. I swear they introduced grit that was not there. Like I swear to God. I swear to God. I was like, I don't recall this being in my artwork. But they add random streaks that I swear did not exist before. So I might go to a different printing company in the future if I ever do this again. A lot of people have been very kind. They're like, oh, Mary, you did such and such town last year. You're doing this town this year. Next year, you're going to be in Sydney. And I'm like, that's very kind of you to say, sir, but Sydney does not seem to want me. Like, I think it'd be really good if I could, like, use this to generate some kind of momentum, but it's just not happening. I just don't know how to generate momentum from it, because it's like, I put, like, my usernames in my socials and, like, the artist... Oh, I didn't really mention, like, my artist biography and, like, shit like that. I wonder... Part of me is like, do I have a soft copy of my artist, like, biography and stuff? I don't think I do. I think I just did that, like, at work. But part of me is like, I might have done it in Google Docs. I can't remember, but I did submit, like, an artist biography, an artist statement. My artist biography was basically just like, hi, my name's Mary, I'm 27 years old, I'm from such and such a town, and I love anime, I'm so quirky. It was funny, because one of the things I got asked at the exhibition was, I was almost like, you could have read my biography. I mentioned that in my biography, but you know, that would be impolite, so I didn't say that naturally. But I was like, I answered this in my biography. You didn't read it, I see. Because the question was how long I've been drawing, and I said in my biography, I've been drawing since like I was 4. Like I have a very vivid memory of being like 4 years old, sitting on like the carpet, and I'm like drawing my stuffed Pikachu toy. Like that is a core memory for me. Another core memory, and I did mention this in my my Q&A session afterwards, is like studying like the Pokemon anime specifically, for like the style of how I draw noses, because I used to draw in a more Pokemon-esque way, but since then I'm like, I think having a diversity of noses is very cute. Like, look at my nose, and then you can look at Bay's nose, and then you can look at Maria's nose. I guess I did Bay and Maria's nose pretty similar, but even like in other sections, I feel like you can see. Yeah, like if you like, none of the noses I drew here are technically the same. Like, I gave her like a very diamond-shaped nose, little triangle. This is a very Pokemon-esque nose. That's like a very traditionally animated nose. Oh, I kind of cooked with Mita's nose here, so it's a diamond with like 2 nostrils. I feel like that's quite unique. Again, I did that specifically to reference the fact that Mita is the Star Tarot card. I gave her a mouse-shaped nose because she's Iron Mouse, obviously. So I have like a better clip. Yeah. Miko is just a line. I don't really have an explanation for it. She's just a line. And you know, I try and be a bit not necessarily homogenous with it, but like at least not stock standard, you know? Where's Spectre? Oh yeah, another mouse-shaped nose. There is Spectre. There he is. Well, this is a good one. I don't really. Now that I think about it, there are no good Spectres in this exhibition. What am I talking about? Um, we'll just leave it here for now, I guess. Is there any? I'm trying to think. I've run out of things to say. Is there anything else I want to talk about, like, with regards to my exhibition? I forgot to post on Discord. That's what I'm realizing. I forgot to post on Discord because otherwise I think other people would have seen this stream. What else? What else? What else? It's very funny how using my laptop is second nature to me, but as soon as I have to explain how to use it, I suddenly forget. That was like the biggest thing from the second day in when I was like adding my finer details to the exhibition because I didn't realize that the director had a finite time limit and that she didn't want to leave me like in the gallery alone because I was like because I would have been happy like just doing my own thing like adding all of these placards and shit, but she was like, you can't be doing that alone, and I'm like, okay, I guess that means we have to hurry. So that means we also had to hurry through figuring out how my laptop works together. Old people are so funny. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, what do you mean you don't know how to use a music player? That's crazy. No wonder she kept calling me the M slur. Millennial. Like, I'm not a millennial. Stop calling me a millennial. Like, seriously, if I had a dime for every time I got called a millennial during this exhibition, it's too high. Because I don't think VTubers are super millennial, in my opinion. I think they're more Gen Z. But that's just my opinion. What else? What else? What else? I have like 2 exhibition centers in mind for next year. Because I feel like now that my collection's big enough, I can start taking out the artworks I'm not as proud of. Because I may as well structure next year around doing an exhibition as well. There are 2 towns in mind that I want to apply for, so I should probably do that sometime soon, maybe. And I'm really worried about the EOIs we're getting at work, because we have not gotten enough EOIs to fill out the gallery next year. I mean, it's not even, like, technically we're not even halfway through the year yet, but it's still concerning me. It's still concerning me. And so, but if I'm lucky, maybe it's the same elsewhere and it'll be, like, super duper easy to get exhibitions. Because one of the places I'm thinking of, I don't think, I would consider it, like, prestigious, but not, like, super, super prestigious. Like, it's on the cusp of being prestigious. Like, I feel like if I can get in with them, that would probably open up some opportunities for me. I won't say where this place is, because I feel like I would like to live there one day. I think it would be nice to live in that town or city. I don't really know if you would call it a town or a city. It's one of those weird sized places. I can hear Minty. She's snoring. When in doubt, just bring up Minty. That's truly the merry way. Let's see. Literally, is there anything else to talk about with regards to my exhibition? I'm trying to think. I've talked about I could talk more about Daifuku. My uncle really liked the chocolate Daifuku. Again, my aunt was very concerned about its sugar content, but I couldn't really, and if it was gluten free or not. Apparently, Daifuku is gluten free. I learned that yesterday, I think, because I was looking up Daifuku because I was like craving it. So I was like, maybe if I just look at images of Daifuku, that will make me feel better. It didn't. It just made me hungrier. Cause I saved the last 2 pieces of Daifuku. Yeah, I was very surprised to learn Daifuku is gluten free. Because if you told me glutinous rice is gluten free, I don't think I would believe you. But according to Wikipedia, that is true. Glutinous rice is gluten free. It could use with a better name because I feel like glutinous to me would mean plenty of gluten, but Apparently not. But yeah, I saved the last 2 pieces of Daifuku and then I took them to work on Monday. Yeah, on Monday, and I gave 1 piece to my coworker, and she was very surprised by it because it was her first time eating Daifuku as well. And she also called it Mochi. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. The Japanese language is like the consonants in the Japanese language are so easy to understand. I don't understand how you can butcher them. Mochi, how? But she was like very pleasantly surprised by it because before she tried it, she was like, "Oh, it's not super sweet," and I said, "No, no, it's quite mild. Like it'll taste very melony, but it's not like, it's not gonna give you a sugar shock or anything." And she's like, "Okay, I'll try it." So we ate some together, and she was like very surprised by it. She was like, "Oh, that's what it tastes like," and she was like, "Oh, it tastes like real melon," and I'm like, "I guess." And I'm not really a melon eater, so I wasn't really too sure about that. But she was very impressed with it, and I was like, "Yay, spreading the love, Daifuku love." Um, so that made me happy. But then I was worried that my boss would swing by, and then I'd have no Daifuku for him because I would have liked to have seen his reaction to Daifuku, because I bet he hasn't had some either. Because he's like your typical Aussie bloke, kind of, for the most part, I would say. But no, he never visited me. Yeah. I want to quit my job. I'm just gonna keep putting that out there. Maybe if I keep putting it out there, people will hire me at a different location. Because I applied to some weird jobs. Like, I applied for, like, graphic designer positions. I applied for shit there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you need, like, a specific degree for this. But I do not care. Gets me out of here. Like, I applied to be an animator. But I also looked up the animation program they use. And I was like, oh, that is not a 2D animation series. That's 3D animation. And I've, like, done a little bit of Blender, but not a lot of Blender. I've used Tinkercad a bit. But, like, I don't know. But I said, if you offer on-the-job training, I am your girl. I am your girl. Yeah, out of the jobs I applied for in that latest batch, I think the one I want most is, funnily enough, one of the graphic designer positions. Because I feel like I make some cute thumbnails occasionally. And I have cute art, and I have a cute exhibition, and I think that's it. I think that is it. Yeah, I genuinely don't have too much else to say. So, I think I'll just end stream here. I don't really, again, unless anyone has like a dying, burning question that you want to quickly type out for me to answer about, like, I know, if there's anything I didn't cover, like, logistics wise, like, yeah. Like, you can hire a gallery and you can split it with a friend. If you have artsy friends, you do paintings, they do sculptures, you could do like an exhibition together. That's allowed. I My mom was like, "Oh, do you have like any friends who do art?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have anyone." Yeah. Apparently, the dentist I went to in the as a kid in this town, I don't even remember going to this town for the dentist, but apparently I did when I was a kid. Apparently, that dentist came to my exhibition, but in the morning because they thought my opening was in the morning. But no, I'm sorry, it was in the afternoon. So I was low key hoping they would show up. I was low key hoping the randoms I met at like office works would come. I was hoping my friend would come, but my friend has 2 sons, and I'm like, we were like 2 kids under 2. I'm like, yeah, that was a pipe dream. You were never gonna come. Same for my other friend who has 3 kids, but they're like 3 kids under like 6, which I think is a bit more manageable. I like even told them it's a very child-friendly exhibition, I promise. Yeah. There was also that other girl I invited. She really had me thinking she would come. Because she was like, oh, that sounds so mad cool. I'll definitely be there. No. Yes. And, like, I can't fault them. It's like an hour's drive, maybe further if you live out of town. Yeah. Is there anything else? Come on, surely there's something else. No, it's a good exhibition. I'm really proud of it. I put in some hard work. My mom put in some hard work with it. The director put in some hard work with it. Like, I cannot be grateful enough. I don't know if I've sounded grateful enough, but I genuinely cannot be more grateful to the people who have helped me. Like, the director, my parents, even my aunt and uncle. Like, they just showing up just means a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. Shout out to the volunteers. even if you don't always turn on the lights, and I don't appreciate that. But shout out to you guys. And you guys too, chat. Thank you for, because you guys have been here. You guys have been part of the journey. Yeah. Yeah, my voice is like going. So I guess I will segue into what you can expect over the next couple days. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. ish, probably. I will be streaming again. It'll be a hand cam stream. We'll do some junk journaling. I've got like a bunch of inspiration. Hopefully, if I'm like doing things with my hands, it'll be easier to like just chat and yap. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I'm talking about at stream tomorrow. I'm like struggling right now to like figure things out. But I have like a bunch of inspiration. I was gonna do it like earlier this week, but now I was like, no, I'll save it for stream. So I've written down like basically all of my ideas, and if we can get like 3 of them done, that'd be great, great and crazy. And that'd be great. But I have like unlimited time tomorrow, probably. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm eating tomorrow because again, I've mentioned this before, but I do structure my days around like my meals. So and when I don't know what I'm eating for dinner tomorrow. Is it going to be more lemon chicken? Is it going to be something else entirely? It will probably depend. But stream will be at 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. depending. Probably 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'll sit up in the morning. I'll get everything ready. If I have to do any grocery shopping, I'll do it then. And that way I'll know what I'm eating and if I have unlimited time or not. Surely. Surely I will. Because it's like, yeah. I am working over the weekend, but there will be Yu-Gi-Oh! Streams at 8 p.m. I need to double check a few things, but there is also possibly going to be a stream on Monday. It will be a morning stream, and it'll either be drawing or Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably drawing, but maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! It kind of depends. Because it's the first of the month, so part of me is like, we can do it. We can do a Duel Links grind. Because I don't want to do a Duel Links grind on the last day. That sounds miserable. That sounds miserable, but maybe I do, so I'm like in a decent position for next month. But it's like I'm not really aiming for King of Games at the moment. It's just not going to happen at this stage. By the way, this is just completely unrelated, but when are they going to put Earth in Duel Links, please? I saw so much cute Spectre and Earth art today on Twitter. So cute. My lifespan extended several years seeing it. It was that adorable. Oh man, I really need to pee all of a sudden. But yeah. I'll see you tomorrow for junk journaling and scrapbooking. If you enjoyed doing a raid message, I have a raid message. It is wishing you a merry raid miss. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you for joining in, sponsored by Subway. I really appreciate it. Now, whether you're here for a little while or a long time, I really appreciate it. I like keeping me company means a lot to me. But yes, I will go and find someone to raid. Let's see. Let's open this tab. Mute this. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know who to raid. Let's raid Machine Getter. We love Machine Getter. Although that reminds me, Machine Getter and I have something planned in the near future. Ooh, maybe I'll talk about that later. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Oh fuck me. Oopsie daisies. Raid Machine Getter. Yeah, not necessarily collab, but I will be participating in something of Machine Getter's very shortly, very soon. So look forward to that. But yeah, let's go say hi to Machine Getter. So bye-bye. Have a great day. Rest of your day, night, evening, whatever applies. Bye-bye.